Right. Here's how you turn a stranger into a fan. Here's how you turn a, a lead into a client. Today, in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys the exact framework and steps that you need to think about when we want to implement when you want to change or convert a lead into a client or convert a stranger into a raving fan, right? And as a real estate agent, this is highly essential, right? This is the lifeblood of your business. You need to be able to turn leads, people who don't know who you are or just got to know who you are, to actual clients that will want to want you to help them with all their real estate and property needs. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Okay, let's get straight into it. Right. So the first thing you guys do, right? The first part of the process for you to actually turn a lead into a client is for you to generate the lead, right? For you to get people aware of you, right? So you might have done that through a cold call, door knock, flyers, what's this called? I can't really see this. Open house, ads, road shows, content, social media content, right? Direct mail, whatever. I think this is direct mail here. Direct mail, yes. So you generated attention and you've made people become aware of you, as it says here, awareness less attention. So you generated attention, you've marketed yourself, right? You've marketed yourself, so you've done a part of lead generation, right? Or you've done the input that's going to generate you leads, if that makes sense, right? So now you want to turn that lead into an actual client. So how do you do this? Right, so most people, right, they just think they're gonna jump from this awareness less attention stage, right, to action slash sales, where like the client is listing with you, the client signs the listing agreement, like the client signs the buyer broker agreement, they just sign, like you make the money, you do what you need to do, like you get the deal. But like it really doesn't work like that. It really doesn't. There's a middle of the funnel. There's a system and process in place that you need to have, right, to easily make the shift from here to here, right? So how do you do this? So obviously you generate leads, right? You generate the leads, but then you have to qualify the leads, right? It's an essential part of the process where you have to qualify the leads. You have to see how soon are they looking to buy or sell, right? What is their motivation for buying or selling? Stuff like that. Questions that are going to qualify the leads, what area they're in, etc. Right. So now, after you've qualified the leads, you need to now that you've actually qualified the leads and identified and determined which leads you need to prioritize, which leads are motivated and want to sell now or want to buy now, right? What are the reasons for buying or selling, etc. Then you need to create what I call interest or desire for them to choose you as the agent, because they have interest and desire to buy or sell, right? But now you have to create interest or desire for them to choose you to help them buy or sell. If that makes sense, right? But most agents don't have this, right? They just think they're gonna follow up and stuff like that, but that doesn't really create interest and desire for your service. It's just like it's not tangible. Like following up is important. I'm not saying it's not important, right? But first of all, you need to do it in the right way, and second of all, you need to provide more value than just following up. You need to have more points of contact. You need to have more valuable and proper touch points between you and the client that's actually gonna convert the client or the lead from a lead to an actual client, from a stranger to a buyer, right? From a stranger to a fan. So how do you do this, right? You need to create interest and desire for your specific service, because they have interest and desire to buy, but why should they choose you? Why should they become your client, right? Why should they choose you as the agent that's going to help them buy or sell, right? So how can you create that interest and desire? How can you get them to start considering you as the agent to start helping them buy or sell? Send them a VSL, which is a video sales letter, right? That basically sells them on your service. And you might say, oh, why do I have to do this now? Can I not just do this at the listing appointment or the listing presentation? Well, that's a good question, right? But like, you need to understand that, like, you need to have as many touch points as possible. You need to have as many opportunities, right, and instances where you are providing value, as much value as possible, right? You need to have instances where you're staying top of mind as possible, where when you're staying top of mind, but staying top of mind the right way in terms of actually providing value, helping them, not coming off as a salesman, etc. Right? Coming off as someone they actually want to work with. You could send them a process and EPSL that sells them on how exactly you're going to help them market and sell their home at a premium price, or how you're going to help them buy their dream home, right? Another opportunity and instance where you're providing more value. You can send them sellers guides or buyers guides. You could send them an analysis of their local market. What was the average listing price? How much was the average prices houses sold for in their area? How many houses sold in their area? For your buyers, you could send them different houses in areas, neighborhoods they're interested in that fit their budget. Right. So you need to start creating. This is how you create interest and desire for your specific service, because first of all, you're standing out from all the other agents that aren't doing this, right? And you're just having as many touch points as possible, right? Because I don't know if you guys have seen this, right? There's 7, 11, 4 rule, right? Let me remove this away from here. And what that rule basically states, it was a study and research done by Google, right? Google research identified that be it on your website, social media, or in person, a buyer will spend 7 hours on average researching your product, looking at reviews, comparing the competitors, comparing the competition, and consuming content about your brand across 11 different touch points and 4 different locations before they are ready to make the all-important decision to buy. Guys, they didn't like. This is not real. This is not in terms of real estate. This is just in terms of anything, buying anything, right? Especially, and this it's more relevant when it comes to higher ticket things. So things that are more expensive, things that are have way more like you need more purchasing power, things that are way more important, big decisions in life, which is buying or selling a home. This was one of the biggest decisions they can ever make, one of the biggest investments they can ever make. It's so high ticket, the commission they're giving you, it's a lot of money, right? So they need to feel informed, which is why they need to consume all the content, right? And do all this research and consume all this content and consume all this information and get educated enough to feel comfortable enough, to feel at ease enough to make this decision, to make this big decision, right? Which is buying or selling home, because it's huge. And so when you do all these things, when you provide early touch points, you're getting closer to that 7 hours. It might even be higher or lower than 7 hours, right? Depending on like how educated is the lead, right? How motivated is the lead, how qualified is the lead, etc. Right? But it might be more or less, right? But doing this stuff, having stuff in the middle, gets you closer to that and gets them more to know, like, and trust you, right? Gets them more to like be interested in your specific service, gets them to desire wanting to work with you, gets them to start considering you as an agent to help them buy or sell their home over other agents, right? Gets them to know, like, and trust you more opportunities for connection, right? And when that happens, it makes it easy, right, for you to turn that lead into a client, for you to turn that stranger into a fan. You need to have this in the middle. Don't just get the lead away with you and then just tell them to buy. Like, maybe you might qualify them a little bit and just tell them, yeah, be my client. Yes, you qualify them, but why should they choose you as the agent? You can't just go from lead qualification to lead conversion. You need to go from lead qualification to lead nurturing. Lead nurturing is, I think, is the most important part of the whole thing. Obviously, they're all important against each other, but without lead nurturing, you need lead nurturing, right? You need lead nurturing, because you can generate as many leads as you want, right? But if you're not able to nurture those leads and actually convert them into clients, then what's the point, right? So yeah, this is just some of the things you can do in terms of lead nurturing. You can have a CRM for this. You can do email marketing, right? Just have digital assets and sales assets that you can send, and content that you can send to leads, right, and potential clients that can generate interest and desire for your specific service, right? And you might be like, no, this is not related to my specific service. It is, because it shows that you're an expert and you're actually providing value. You're standing out from everyone else. You actually care about them, right? And you genuinely want to help them. This shows that you genuinely want to help them, right? And it shows that you're an expert and you take your job seriously, right? Maybe you can set up a virtual meeting. This is just another example of what you can do. Maybe you can set up a virtual meeting with them to discover their situation more, right? If you've already qualified them, you can even qualify them even more and understand them even more, so you can cater to them even more and make your service even better for them more. They won't hurt to do that, right? If you can tailor the service more to them, right, the better for them, and that can lead to repeat business in the future, right? And you retaining the client and them referring you to other people, right? Because they will say and they will rave about you, right? They'll be a raving fan of you, saying how much you tailor your service to them, how much you help them, how much value provided, right? How smooth and seamless the process was, how professional you are, etc. Send them relocation guides if they are buyers. Give them updates, analysis of the real estate market, interest rates, the buying market, the selling market. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Like what's going on in the market? Right? Give them updates and analysis and what does it mean for them, right? If they were to buy or sell now or in the future, right? Put them into an email list to nurture them with content. It depends on how qualified they are. All right, so like when you put them into an email list, it depends on how qualified they are. So if they're looking to sell like relatively soon, like let's say in a month's time, right, then you obviously need to do this nurturing, but it won't be as much, right? It will be more from a point of you kind of selling yourself. I don't want to say that, but like kind of selling yourself more than actually like just selling like in terms of your expertise, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but you basically be selling like, if it's in a month's time, you basically be selling like your expertise. Like in fact no, ban that. If it's in a month's time, you do the exact same thing. You do the exact same thing. It doesn't matter. You probably, if it's in like a year's time, you probably have to just do more volume, but it's the same thing. You do the exact same thing, right? Because educating a prospect can never hurt. It can never hurt. Like the more educated they are, the more likely by you, like the more likely they're gonna like trust you, right? Become a better client for you, because if they are educated, they're not gonna give you all sorts of objections. Like let's say you think their house is valued at this price point, right? But then they think it's higher, right? They think the market value of their house is even higher, and you guys have a disagreement on that. It's way harder. It's way easier for you to actually, even before, not even have that objection, right? If you educated them on the importance of pricing their home correctly before, right, you even go to a listing appointment or before you go to the listing presentation, right? Well, it's way easier for you guys to handle the objection and actually get over it and come to middle ground and actually like go on, right, and actually provide them with a good service. If you don't have this stuff, right, then they're giving you these objections, and then like maybe if you cold call them, even worse, like you chase them, so now they don't see you as an expert, so now it's even harder for you guys to to get that, what you call it, to actually become the client, right, and convert the client, right? So put them into an email list, right? Send them emails, right? Give them reminders, send them content, send them videos, just send them information, market analysis, updates, etc. Just send them a lot of stuff. Get as many touch points as possible. Go up to that 7 hours of content as much as possible. I'm not saying just make 7 hours of content that's useless and not valuable, but that doesn't help. Obviously that it needs to help your people. It needs to it needs to help your potential clients. It needs to help them like solve their problems, right? Educate them even more, make them become a better client for you, that so you can serve them easier. And then if when you serve them easier and actually provide them a good service, then it's going to be easier for them to refer you to other people, which is what you want, right? So this is how you can do that, create desire / consideration for your service. Put them into an email list, initiate action, send them reminders of listing appointments, meetings, right? Send them testimonials. Just all of this is to stay top of mind, to provide value, to stand out from everyone else, right? And also, another thing is to win the listing appointment even before you get to the listing appointment. Before you get to the listing presentation, you're already gonna win. They're already gonna choose you. They already considered it, right? You've already generated so much interest and desire for a thing. They've already considered it, and they're like, okay, I'm going to list with this specific person. I'm going to list with this agent because they've done X, Y, and Z, which is just provide as much value as possible, show that they're an expert, show them that they care, right, etc. Send them testimonials, clients that you've helped before, right? Send them a plan personally for them, right, on how you help them sell their home for top dollar or help them buy their dream home. Send them stories of testimonials. Don't just send them like, I sold this house for this person in your neighborhood, whatever. Like boring. Tell a story about it. Stories sell, and facts tell, and stories sell. Right? Start telling stories about stuff. Don't just be boring. Just send them a just sold. And also that's also on your social media. Don't just be like just sold or under offer or just listed, or like don't create a story about that. That's, first of all, it's boring. Everyone else does it, so like you don't stand out in any way, right? So tell stories, right? And every story is unique, right? No you can really copy your story as well, right? And when you tell a story, you get more of an emotional connection, which is always good, right? More of a connection, more trust built. They like you more as a person, as a real estate agent, Like there's no disadvantage to it. Send them a personal plan, as I've just said, of how you help them sell their home for top dollar, help them buy their dream home. Send them proper follow-up messages, like let's say video text or voice notes, right? Without coming across as salesy. Do not come across as salesy. Do not come across as desperate. Do it in a proper way. Use reverse selling. So like ask them questions in reverse, if that makes sense. Send them content that addresses whatever concerns, doubts, or fears they still might have with regards to property. So if you went on a meeting with them to qualify them even more, right, or you send them a qualification form that qualified them, that aim to qualify them, and you saw that they had specific concerns and doubts, also like have your qualification process that's going to identify those things that they might still be concerned, right, or have doubts about or have fears about, and then just address that with content. Literally address that through following up with them properly. Address that to content. Makes personalized video for them, saying, oh, I saw that you filled this out on the form or on a meeting. Yeah, I remember you said this. So make a video how you would solve it for them, how you ease their pain, right, how you solve the problem, how you alleviate the pain, right, and just provide value in general, right? Like guys, do this to create interest and desire for your specific service. Interest, and now went from a lead now, so they're a lead, they are ready to take action, they are a potential client of yours, but then you don't turn them into engaged lead. Engaged leads, they are actually engaged, they're actually interested and desire to want to work with you. This makes them engaged, like they actually want it, right? And not just want in terms of like buy or sell a home, want to do that, which is buy or sell a home, and do that with you as the agent. That's what you want, right? And then that creates desire / consideration, so now they're considering you, and then actions and sales, where like now you've converted the lead into a client. Very, very simple. You shook hands. I don't know if you guys can see this here. You shook hands and you've made the money, you've gotten the commission, you've made them sign the listing agreement, right? And it's so easy. Literally just have the system in place. Have a middle of funnel. It's middle of a funnel here. This is so important. This is what gets people that don't know you here, strangers that don't know you here, into clients and fans that love you here, right, and that work with you here. This is what happens. Most agents don't have this, and even if they do, they don't have it dialed in properly. They just have follow-up messages every like once a month, or like come on guys, you need more touch points. 7 hours of content, as Google said here. 7 hours of content, guys. 7 hours. You know how long 7 hours is? And that even might be more, depending on how qualified they are, how educated they are, how ready they are to buy a home. It might even be more. And also in terms of buying a home in general, just a home, the purchase of a home, how expensive that is, right? How big of a decision and investment that is. Could you make that even go higher? Guys, think about, you're always doing research about stuff, even the small stuff, like even when you go and buy like an iPhone, you do a little bit of research, you see the reviews, you do some research before you buy. You don't just go and decide to like buy it unless you're like stupidly spontaneous, right? But like most people don't do that, right? So like you need to have this stuff that's actually going to make people more comfortable making these big decisions, which is your middle funnel, which is where you provide value, you stand out from everyone else, you solve their problems, right? You qualify them even more, and you create interest and desire, right, for your specific service, and then they consider you over all the other real estate agents. Literally, I have a coach here. An educated prospect is my first client. Literally, the more educated they are, the less objections like they're gonna give you with regards to, oh no, we're gonna list we think our price, the price of our value of our house is this high, is 20% higher than what you think it is and what it actually is as well. Right? And then now but if they're educated on why the importance of pricing their home right, and if later on in the future they're not going to be able to sell their home, they're going to lose money on the home, then they won't give you an objection because they're educated on it. And the more educated they are, the less they're going to be such an easy client, a no difficult client, no pain in the ass type of client. They're going to be very easy to work with. The more easier they are to work with, the more easier it is for you to actually provide a great service. And when you provide a great service, you get referrals and you get repeat business. Guys, who doesn't want that? If I was a real estate, I would want that. I'm assuming lots of real estate agents want that, right? So if you guys want that, right, talking about that, if you guys do want that, if you guys want this system dialed into your business like amazingly, so well implemented, have a proper middle funnel that actually turns strangers into buyers, right, book a call below. Right, this HVB system helps you with this. Right, book a call below, and if not, right, join the WhatsApp group. Lots of free resources in there. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.